Alright, good morning everyone. I got my tripod set up here for my shooting. And I'm no YouTuber. I'm in my back pasture at the goose pond. There's what was their pool last summer. I have to buy them a new one. I'm gonna fling some arrows here and shoot for you guys. Shoot from back there. I'm gonna shoot. Could set you up on this hill, but just so maybe you can hear the arrow flight a little bit. Maybe shooting these AAE phnx vanes, 3 fletch. I fletch these with the Arizona Easy Fletcher and tape, the fletching tape. Are they perfect? No, absolutely not. But these arrows, these fletchings have not earned a spot in my quiver as of yet. So here in Northern California, our season opens up about 2 months out, I think August sometimes. I haven't hunted California bow season in a long time. Lived in Oregon for a while and moved back, and I haven't shot a bow in about 4 years. Used to shoot bows a lot, you know. That was what I did. I didn't hunt with guns. And then I had a motorcycle accident and I quit shooting bows. And I actually pulled a couple of my bows out. This is my Bear Montana. It's 55 at 28. Pulled it out, I was like, well, sell it or give it away to one of my friends or something. And I shot it, I'm like, man, I miss shooting. I got a gun shy quiver on here. This is, I've had this quiver since 2019. This is the 4 arrow. This is the first one I bought from him. I have an 8 arrow as well. If you're wanting a quiver, they're the best quivers around. I had a Selway before. I had another one, I can't remember what it was. You know, like 2-piece quivers. The problem was bows flex, and eventually, for me, the quiver loosened up. You know, the arrows would be loose all the time. This one, right? See the aluminum riser here. I stuck KT tape on it so it's not so sharp. I love KT tape. I don't know why. I use it for all sorts of stuff, like my arrow rest. I was having problems with some shelf contact with the hair rest, so I threw a piece of KT tape on there, and it stops the arrow from being so loud. Kind of deadens it. That's wood. It's KT tape. But so in my last video, I was shooting 2 fletch. They shot fine, honestly. They're just not as forgiving. So if your form's bad or your release is kind of jerky, which mine is, you'd have some erratic arrow flight and finding that fine spot to twist your fletching so you had minimal shoulder contact. But they were flying like darts to 30 yards. Just trying to see. At that gate is about 35. There, that gate right there. That pool, I want to say, is about 20 and some change. And I'm shooting thumpers. I think these are 150s. I haven't decided for sure on a head that I'm going to run this year for California season. 150s or 200s for sure. I got some Kudus. I actually just spoke to Andy over at Kudu. He said the co-owner. I have some brand new 125s. He said he'd exchange them for me. I told him what I was trying to do. He said, yeah, we'll swap those out, absolutely. So I'll probably get some 200s. Because right now the 200 grain stuff that I'm running is not a Kudu. It's a Crystal. This is a Masai. This is my practice one, or if, you know, out here in my back pasture and there's something that needs to be shot with a broadhead, I always have 1 and 3 thumpers when I'm out here. You know, I used to have a lot longer draw length than I do now, but due to my shoulder injury, I don't have the range of motion without a lot of pain. Maybe in, you know, 4 or 5, 6 months more shooting, it'll get better again. But as of now, I think my draw's right at like 28 and a half. It used to be like 31 and some change. You know, that good shoulder extension. I don't have it no more, but I'm gonna step back here and fling a couple arrows. I fletch these with the Arizona Easy Fletcher and tape. They haven't earned a glue-on spot on my arrows yet, I should say. I don't know if I really like them. They're easy to tape on. I will say the regular trad vanes, everybody's complaint is they don't stick on good. Well, if you don't glue them on absolutely perfect, they rip off. Well, I'm gonna step back here and play a couple for you. They are, I would say, comparable as far as loudness to a feather. Somewhere around there. But step back here and I'll fling 3 arrows for you. Alright, so I hit my face a couple times with the tab. Phone call. Hopefully you've seen, I had 2 good shots. I'm shooting at a little patch of mullein about this big. If you're not familiar with what mullein is, it's this stuff here. It's all over here. Doves, quail, everything eats it here. Everything. Kind of actually smells pretty good. But I'm shooting a little patch of this. It's only about this big around. I got 2 right on it and I pinched one. So we'll see. You might be able to hear them on video. Maybe not. But as far as shooting them now that I figured out where those vanes want to sit, they shoot great. So the Arizona Easy Fletcher, the only problem is when you stick your arrow down in there, I wrapped him before I stuck him in there, so my length is off. Pink and white's really visible. You see a lot of guys running like yellows. I think white's really visible. Yellow would be good too. I don't know if you notice here in Northern California, everything's dead. For me, I don't think yellow is the best option. I do like them, especially some parabolics, some 4-inch parabolics on a yellow rat. Those are really sharp looking arrows. Over there at Trad Life TV, that's what he runs. Phenomenal looking setup, kills a lot of big game. I was watching his videos last night. I was watching Full Quiver Outdoors, Gabe. I actually met him at Handgun Hunters competition in Wyoming. And when he showed up, I realized who he was. And I was like, oh. So, both great trad archery guys. You know, very experienced in the field with using bows. I've only killed 2 deer with a longbow. It's been a couple years for me. We'll see. I think that the height of my archery career is going to be killing a buck in California. We'll start with that. And it don't have to be a big one. I'll fling an arrow at it. You know, here it has to be fork on both sides to be legal. Well, actually one side. It can be a spork, as it's referred to. As far as killing little bucks, with a trad bow, there's a legal buck in front of me. I'm probably gonna shoot it. I might try to hold out. We'll see. We're still a couple months away from season. It's not even hot yet. I think it's already in the 80s today. It's breezy, which is nice. But we'll see. I'll keep shooting it. I'm pretty dialed into 30, depending on how much point weight I run. So I did a little test yesterday to see how my arrows would fly with 125 grain kudos. I run 80 grain insert outserts. These are gold tip blems. They come with the 80 grain, and then Goose is mad. And then the Victory they're probably my favorite as of now. The 2 arrows I've shot, they're my favorite. I will probably be switching to safari sticks, safari tough. Probably the Cobra, their Taipan. I have a bow on order from Big Stick, Gremlin, little 56 incher, 2-piece, and I'll carry that bow everywhere I go. You know, I'll have to be like, why do you need to take a bow with this? Why not? You know. But I'll see if I can figure out how to turn comments on. I don't know how to do that, to be honest with you. If I can figure that out, you guys can drop a comment. Tell me what you want to see. I'm still trying to figure out if I like these veins. For $32, I think that they're worth experimenting with. I don't think, as of right now, at this very moment, they're going to replace my AAE trad veins and feathers. I really like feathers. I just don't like when they get wet. Like, for instance, if I shot into the water, that feather's going to be wet. There's other stuff you can put on them to mediate that. Come to see me. That one right there might bite me, but you know, summertime here, we go shoot some frogs. So I'm gonna try that this year. It's been about a decade since I shot frogs with a bow. So we're gonna do it with this. This is the bow I got right now. Bear Montana. She shoots. I mean, when I bought it, they were quite a bit cheaper than they are now. They're running about $5 something right now. I still think it's a great bow for the money. If you're not sure it's what you want to be shooting, I personally am not going to buy an Amazon bow. I think that our money holds a little more value than to just buy some stuff. Now, however, if you don't have a trad shop around you that you can go in and shoot a Bear Montana, I went into a local shop, and they're not crazy trad bow people. They're compound bows, but they do have some trad stuff. And the lady there was like, "Oh," told her I wanted a trad bow. She's like, "Well, what kind?" I said, "Well, I've shot recurve most of my life. I just don't like the limb slap. I want something quieter. Long bows are quieter." She goes, "Here, shoot my Bear Montana." And I think it was a 35 or 40 pounder, and it was so smooth. And I was like, I need more weight than that, so I got 55. I wouldn't say I overbowed myself, but when I first started shooting about 3 weeks ago, it was a little too much.